Indeed! And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Today's stream topic is about not knowing what I'm talking about, technically. Inspired by Joy Vive. She wanted to have a stream topic that had that as a title. But today's stream topic was actually originally the power of showing up for things, right? And how when you show up for things, things start showing up for you, kind of vibes. However, I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Because I know that things are different. And sometimes, for instance, you might show up for a certain thing and you do so over and over again and nothing comes of it, right? Like I'm thinking about John's fractal in that case, actually. John has been a singer, songwriter, instrumentalist, and I'm serious about the songwriter. Like he's a really good like lyricist as well. Like he's good at writing songs, and he's been putting thousands and thousands and thousands of hours into that fractal of showing up for that singing thing. And unfortunately, with the world we're living in, it's very hard to get into the music. So despite him showing up for this fractal, for this dream, it's not as easy as just show up and then things gonna work out for you. Guaranteed. Right? So in that way, I know I don't know what I'm talking about. But in the ways that I do know what I'm talking about, I also know that showing up for things is fun. Right? It is intimidating. We have I believe that we used to be uh, as a state of being of requirement. You had to be adventurous, all right? Because the thing you needed might not be where you are. So the only way for you to get what you want is to adventure, to brave the world, to leave your comfort zone, to go and see what awaits you in the outside. And in that way, you have to show up. You had to show up back then. Now, in our current society, we have Uber Eats and we have Amazon deliveries. Everything we could ever want for can now be brought to us. And in that way, we are almost training ourselves to not have to show up. I don't know if that's true. And again, today's stream topic is titled that I don't know what I'm talking about. So do feel free to call me out if I'm capping. But I've noticed that because of things being so easy, so fun, so instant gratifying, it's harder for you to want to show up for things. We had this conversation this weekend with one of the people we'll be working with, and the conversation arose about like this work we're doing and how we have more work than we can handle and how we want to employ other people, how it's nigh impossible to find people that want to show up in the same way. And then the brother of the guy we are working with, he's like, yeah, we don't see the same hunger. We don't see the same thirst, the same drive, the same motivation, the same willingness that we want to see, that we feel we have kind of vibe. I'm making coffee while you talk. I had a coffee today, Nancy. Like, and I mean today as in 4 minutes and 55 seconds ago. I like inhaled the coffee and then sat down to do all of this. Thank you for showing up with me, for making yourself a coffee so that you could be even more present. I hope that this stream doesn't come off as condescending. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? From a base. And then from that base, I have tried to show up for things. And I feel like slowly but surely, maybe I will start knowing what I'm talking about. Right? Little by little, smidgen by smidgen. I have many more skills now than I did just 6 months ago. And it's funny how the imposter syndrome doesn't go away, right? Maybe like I should say this as a as a caveat, as an adder, as something that runs parallel to, hey Jovine, nice seeing you, to this topic of showing up, right? Like there is this part of you that will try and convince you that you're not worthy of it. It has been affectionately called. It has been affectionately called in the conversations I've had with you beloved friends, the imposter monster. Right? Imposter syndrome is when you feel like you are an imposter. You are not where you're supposed to be. For instance, to give you my apples to apples comparison, and I didn't. I didn't get imposter syndrome the last few times, but I do beforehand. When I'm in the moment, working the lights, working the screens, working the projectors, I feel like I'm very at home, like I'm where I'm supposed to be. But while I'm preparing for this fractal, there is this deep sense of, you don't know what you're doing. Why are you doing this? You shouldn't be doing this. This is things for professionals to do. You're not a professional. You can't do this. Manene manene. Right? And that part exists, I believe, in everybody. Maybe in different concentrations in everybody. Some people's voices might be louder than others. But showing up is the fractal of like bravery in that way, right? That you can only be brave if you're scared first. Bravery is fear and then walking into the thing you're scared of anyway, right? A burning house runs into it to save child. That's brave. Feel an imposter monster standing at the door that is your dreams. Walk towards it anyway. That is showing up for, what you believe. And it is hard. It is super hard. And it doesn't get easier. I feel like that's the thing that's unfair. That's the thing that's really unfair. Like it's not gotten easier for me. I have gained so much more skills and I still feel the exact same way. Right? And it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. From an external perspective, looking at me tripping myself out. Because the time spent beforehand is usually not fun. And then I execute on the ideas that I've had, and then it works out the way, at least remotely, the way I wanted it to. And then, and only then, do I no longer feel that sense of tension. Maybe I have to just project my consciousness towards that moment. I have already showed up, and I can now chillax. It's already happened, Melt. Yeah, boom. Easy peasy, right? That's how it works. Love is true. Uh-oh, no set topic. Who rubs hands together? How shall I bring heavy today? You can. I'm locked in, Sam. I'm so locked in with today's stream topic. My not knowing what to talk about is just a ploy to give me all of the room to talk about and then say I don't know what I'm talking about. This is some mountain. It's a mountain bud, the bud we had growing here. The autoflowers. The one with the strawberry gorilla mothers. Also making coffee. Bless you, Mojo. Second cycle, always better. This is such an interesting flavor to me. I have had this tub of USN whey protein once. There was ice cream flavor, I think. And it had these small little beads that were flavored somehow. And you could chew on them in your protein shake. And I know that doesn't sound good. And you're right. It wasn't good. Because when you're drinking a protein shake, you're kind of like drinking it to get it done. And then if there's chunks on purpose, it doesn't really help. But that had a flavor. Like the ice cream and those little chocolate and strawberry balls that they put in the ice cream flavored whey protein. It had that flavor. Like very much that flavor of like ice cream flavor with the little chocolate and strawberry beads. I think I might have overdone it in the last cycle. It was a little bit rougher than I intended it to be. Let me see. Yeah, a little bit hot, but like on the nipper as well. Like it's not charred, at least. Mm. Bless ye, marijuana planters. I still feel bad about these little plants. You know, I've never grown in bags, so I was doing a lot of research beforehand, figuring out what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do, and so many times over and over again, because I think people grow in bags indoors, so there's like high humidity going on or whatever. They're like, oh, the biggest thing you could be scared of is root rot. You're gonna like overwater your plants' roots and they're gonna rot in the center of that bag. And I'm like stressing. That's like number one thing I'm stressing about. And I read more and they're like, yeah, just pay attention to your plants. You know, they'll let you know when they need more water. They'll start to droop a little bit when they need more water. And I'm on it. I'm watching my little plants. But I did put like little humidity domes over the soil themselves. And I say humidity domes, but it's circular pieces of cardboard, you know, to keep the humidity in the bags. So technically, I wasn't accessing the surface of the dirt, so I couldn't feel how dry it was. And my little plants keep growing, right? They keep budding. They made nice looking structured buds. But then, by the time I harvest them, I actually lift these little cardboard circles and I find that they are dry. And I don't mean dry like, you know, like maybe they had water a few days ago. I mean like this there's like soil missing. It's so dry that the volume of the soil collapsed like to a gallon. Right. But my plants were still growing, so these buds could have been significantly more lush and voluptuous and thick if I added more water to my bags, but this time I know at least, so I'll thank myself again. Thank you, bud, for growing despite my best attempts to stop you. Love is true. Hello, Zano. It's nice having you here with us. I'm gonna open my comments on the tablet so I can see you, friends. So I can be a little bit more present. This bud is very nice, though. It does do the gerbs. Very much. Very much so. Coffee, you say? Why, yes, I will. That is true. Oh, bring it to the form of song and dance. I think that would be fun. Write us a whole thing. There was, and I'm still thinking about this, but there was a request. I'll call it a request because it's not guaranteed just yet. But there was a request for me to be a dancer at someone's festival. They want me to be the dragon, and that's as much as I'll tell you. But I haven't gotten any more feedback or more information with that fractal, so I don't know if it's happening. But a part of that is I'm going to have to choreograph a dance. I believe I can dance, but I don't know if I can choreograph a dance. Right? Usually my dancing kind of happens in the moment. I've never spent moments beforehand thinking about how I'm gonna dance and then dance in that way in the next. Maybe there'll be something for me to learn from that. But in that, I'm going to have to practice with someone as well. And that's also something I've never done before. Expect someone else to know their moves, their graphs, their choreos. English language, please. Oh, please, language, please. I believe I can dance, he says skeptically. Can I dance? I think I can dance. But again, it's one of those self-judgment things. Like, I've seen myself dance. And I'm like, looks like dancing, but I don't know if it's any good. I enjoy myself when I'm dancing. That's what's important to me, at the very least. And maybe that's where I'm getting a little bit caught up, is that I don't know if I'll enjoy choreographed dancing. I didn't when I did review. We had these things called review at school where we would perform and sing. And I was, during one of the years, one of the lead singers. Uh, and it's not something to be wowed about. It's more something to consider my extreme cringe about. And you know what's the worst part about this whole cringe fractal? Do I want to share this with you? Yeah, I was one of the lead singers. There was one other lead singer with me. And I'm so embarrassed to share this information. But I liked his voice more. Again, it's probably like a self-hatred thing. I did hate myself a lot during that time of my life. But I would pretend not to sing. Like I said, it was pre-recorded. We had to record it beforehand, before it actually happened on the stage. So I would pretend only to sing his lines. And I wouldn't sing my own because they were recorded. Jeez. Fucking hell. What a world we live in. Being a chilled. How old was I? 12. 13? Yeah, that's when the self-hatred started setting in, properly. Because I realized that I was the one, I think at that point, that was different. Because for the longest time, it was like a confusion thing for me. Like kids would keep their distance and they would laugh at me a lot. At least I would try and make them laugh, right? I enjoy adding comical energy to the universe. So if I could make them laugh, they would not be laughing at me, kind of vibes. And then around 12, 13, I realized that I was spending more time with books than I was with people. And yeah, a bunch of stuff ended up happening during that whole fractal. Like when we're 12, we get elected or not to be what we call layers, which is leaders in the school. And a leader has basically the responsibility of uh, occupying certain spaces, keeping an eye out, essentially, during their breaks, during the morning hours. They take the role of almost like being the direction police. Imagine a bunch of grade ones need to be standing in a line when the bell rings before they enter their classroom. And then the leader, the 13-year-old, would be standing in front of that line of kids, making sure they're in a line before they go into their class. And then they get to go to their class. And they wear white shirts, nice white shirts, and they get like a little bulky, we call them, a badge that you pin on to your collar, right? So it's very prestigious. There's a word there for hierarchy, all right? Very status, very control. And it's obviously a popularity contest, right? Because the kids end up electing the kids. And I'm pretty sure it's only the grade that's going to be the leaders that get to elect the leaders, right? So it's like double favoritism slash popularity contest. An idea, because of the amount of work the leaders have to do, literally, and I'm not joking about the statistic, literally 80% of the entire grade, because we're a school of like 700 kids. So there's like 100 13-year-olds, right? And it's like 70 to 80 of them become leaders. And then there's like 20 left of us that didn't, right? And again, you are still in the same grade as all of the other grade 7s, but you have to wear a gray shirt. If you're not a leader, you're not allowed to wear a white shirt, right? and my brain got extra schizoid by that. I was actually crying. I cried. I fucking cried. Because I consider myself a leader, and I have for a very long time. And it was at that point that I really realized, the difference in how I see myself and how other people see me. And that drove like a deep stake of self-hatred, right? Where I was like always like questioning my own love for self. And then that fell apart, hardcore, got super depressed, and then it came back around at least at some point. But I ended up not being a leader in high school either, but only because I was racking up disciplinary points, like racking them up because I enjoyed it. I was in the hostel during that time in high school, so we had like mandatory study hours, and our mandatory study hours beautifully overlined with detention. So for me, whether I get detention or go back to the hostel where I have mandatory study hours. And you're like, oh, what does mandatory study hours mean, Mel? It means they expect you to come out of your room and go and sit in a hall with the other 60, 100 kids that live in the hostel as well. And then you sit in that hall with them for 3 hours until all of your homework is done. That is how it be in the hostel. So for me, whether or not I go to that study hours or go to detention didn't matter whatsoever. So I took it as liberty. I was like, shit, I am free. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I did. I did. We were supposed to wear shoes with laces. That was like one of the requirements, right? You have to wear school shoes with laces. And I was like, nah, I'm actually not gonna do that. And I had these Bronx that were like basically slip-on leather shoes. Hey Google, can you show me slip-on Bronx? Yeah, this is my exact shoe. Oh man, and I love this shoe. I had this one the second time around, but this is the one I was wearing for like 4 years. That was my shoe, right? And it had like a strap that could stretch, so you can just slip that thing right on, right off, easy po easy. That was the one I had like since I was 14, and my feet grew into a number 10 like when I was 14, so I got to wear the same shoes. And then when I upgraded, when I was 17, I got myself a pair of those. All right, again, no laces. And every single Monday, there is inspection where all of the leaders walk through the lines and then they look you up and down. And then they have a little list with your name on it. And if you do not follow the school rules, if your hair is not shorter than 5 centimeters, if your shirt is not tucked in, if you do not have the right tie, if you have laces on your shoes, right? And we had these pants, these like we could wear black pants, but the black pants they had like as the prescribed black pants were these baggy, piped, feels like the same material you freaking make blinds out of, right? Like window blinds out of. Scratchy, disgusting, absolutely disgusting pants. So I wore skinny jeans, black skinny jeans with my feather, with my we call them feathers in Afrikaans. So my mind is like going feathers. No, laces, my lacesless shoes. So I would get the merits every Monday. They would like look me down, be like, oh, hair too long. And then keep looking. Oh, not right pants. Oh, shoes have laces. And they would give me detention. And then I would go to detention, do my homework. And the next week we go the same round. So yeah, if you have a certain amount of demerit points, you're not allowed to become a leader. But I rode that train all the way home. It was so much fun. It was still so much fun. I cannot, you will not make me do what you want to. I'll do what I want to. I will. I might not know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to trust that you know what you're talking about. Maybe that's today's stream topic. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure you don't either. Oh man. Mel, can you describe an event at which you'd be dancing? Who would you be dancing for? I would be dancing for the festival. So I'm not technically allowed to divulge details, and it's not a set thing just yet, but the organizer of an event has a concept in her mind where she wants the event to be about a story. I won't reveal the details of that story, but this story needs to be danced as an introduction to the festival. The festival is going to be called Earth Dance. We went to Earth Dance last August, right? And yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's gonna be an Earth-centric festival, and then she wants a story, like a 3 minute song that she has that needs to be danced on, that tells the story the festival is supposed to be about. And then me and another person is supposed to dance, and I'm supposed to be the dragon, and they're supposed to be the creator of the earth. Something like that. Something like that. If it works out that way. I'm still tripping out about it if it's gonna happen because my mind is like, again, imposter syndrome. And I'm not. You cannot. You don't know what to do. Your leaders sound like snitches and snitches get stitches. Yeah. But they were the majority, right? They were the majority. All of them were leaders, so it was like cool to snitch. It was cool to get way up there with your teachers. Way up. Way. Sounds like young military training. Oh yeah. Our country used to have mandatory military service after high school as well. Thank goodness they changed that. Can you imagine me in the military? Yes, yeah, I would. I would get dishonorably discharged or something. Our military used to be really good. My dad lived in the era where they had the mandatory military service. And there's a lot of good stories from them about it. You know, the camaraderie, the showing yourself what you're capable of. But again, and this is my own bias and own autism speaking, but I think that is sissy moves, you know. And this is not a call out on any gender, more like a call out of character. Where if you need to be told, if you need to be shown what you're capable of, then you might be less capable than you would be if you showed yourself. Right? And I see that in my dad's generation. Like all of them are manly men, for what it's worth, for what it's expected. Right? However, most of them do not have any dreams, do not have any sense of agency, do not have any sense of clarity about what it is they're here to do. They're very good at being given instructions, being given a direction, being given a task, being given a problem, and being asked to solve that problem. Very good at that. And again, if you think about their schooling and about their military training, that's literally what they were taught to do, how they were taught to do in this world that we find ourselves within. And I think there's this shift that's happening with that world kind of losing its importance. And especially with AI coming online in the way that it is right now. So much of this, do this, you do this task good, that is going to disappear for people. Being able to just tell you to do this task good and then that's what you do forever and for always, that's not going to exist anymore, right? And that stability that will come with that won't exist anymore. So people, me and you, each and every single one of us, will have to will have to know what's going on. We'll have to know what we're talking about, at least for ourselves, right? I might, and again, and I mentioned that with today's stream topic. When it comes to this topic of showing up, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to your life. I don't. And I preface this whole talk of that. But I do for mine. And I know for my life, showing up has been the number one deciding factor with whether things happen or not. For myself, for other people, for this world. It's a prerequisite. It is a prerequisite. And I preface this alongside the understanding and the acknowledgement that if you decided to just stay in your bed all day, and then again tomorrow and the day after that, you would still have an experience worth having. Right? And I'm doing that because different people value things differently. It wouldn't be worth it for me. But to the person that is there to have that experience, it would be worth it for them. And it would be just as valuable as any valuable experience I could have. Because again, it's a matter of perception. And I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, bring it back. Well, love again. I think that's a Philip Collins song. I Can Dance. I don't know that one, but I should. Philip Collins is a G. He does not live in America, where we test the assertions in front of a jury of our peers. I got sick moves. I got sick moves. As in, I look mentally ill when I dance. That is hilarious. I'll use that one. You know, if somebody asks me, can I dance? I'll go, I've got sick moves. As in, I look mentally ill. I'll do it. I'll remember that one. That's hilarious. Updates from Mel, thank you, Kristen. Yeah, the updates help. I bless you, friends. Thank you for using your fingers to update me. Sounds like you're in military training. Yeah, Joy V, that's what I was thinking. Bless again. Afterwards, I thought that kind of behavior, manipulation, was bullshit. Me too. I'm just so grateful I didn't allow myself to be manipulated as such, right? Like I took a lot of like snobistic pride, like pull my nose up and be like at society, you know, from a very very young age, and I don't know why particularly. Weirdly enough, I think it might be Christianity. Like I was very Christianity as a child, right? And I was convinced by my dad that we live in a world of sin. This place is this place is shit, bro. This place is so cack, bro. And you need saving. That's what you need. So my mind was like, fuck this world, bro. What the fuck? This world is sin or whatever. And I hated it. And then I realized, no, actually, no. This world is love, right? And due to love as a principle, you can make the distinction between what is sin, what is missing the mark, and what is on point, right? And it's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of what you value. Do you value feeling a sense of superiority? Feeling a sense of snobistic judging of things? Or do you value loving things? And at some point, I was very snobistically judging of things, you know, as like a young child and then into my teen years. And I had to have experiences that had to show me that it was even possible for me to feel other way. Feel other ways? Feel otherwise? That's the right one, right? And again, right, I'm not trying to cast judgments. I'm trying to say that many people have never even had the opportunity to feel otherwise about this world, right? And in that way, they don't know what they're talking about. In that way, none of us do. Because there's so much experience to be had. There's literally everything. There's actually everything. And you are making a part of it. And you don't know, And you don't have to know what you're talking about to still be beautiful. How's Christian doing in Ireland? I mean, I did send him a photo yesterday. I don't know if I want to share the context of that photo with you. And now that I've said that, I have to. Damn it. It was this like text exchange where this person goes, "Bro, I just realized enter religion here is actually a daddy kink because of the whole, you know, forgive me because I've sinned is like being naughty and manana manana mananing." And it ends with like the one person is like coming to this realization, and the other person is like, "Please stop doing that." And I go, "This is me and you." And he says, and the message ends with like, "Bro, I'm gonna block you." And he goes, "Yeah, I get it. Especially the bro, I'm gonna block you part." And I'm like, "Dude, why are you so mean?" He's doing well though. Right now, he's not in Ireland. I don't know if I have made that clear, but he's not in Ireland anymore. He is staying with his sister right now in England. He's been there for about like 2 weeks, maybe going on 3 weeks right now. He's still working online. He's exercising more these days, and he's letting me know about that. He's like, "I'm exercising twice a day, bro." When I should read you this exchange. I should. Just a little bit. Because he's not here, right? He would be saying this stuff if he was here. Mm. So he offered me a job, as you do. Uh, Asked me about programming. You look concerned. Good.
No, it's fine.
Is working again?
Yeah, I just want to let you know I'm gonna set up two UIs for us. There's a reason for this, okay? The one is still beta version, so if anything goes kaki go backy, then we have
Of
a
the second
stable
one,
or stable
yeah.
one. So the stable one is also new, but the new one that's beta can run the latest Stable Diffusion version 3 models,
Okay.
right? And they look like photorealistic stuff. So I'm gonna set up that model through that.
Yeah, so we have like
that
two
model-
portals.
that
So
model
even if one of
only-
our portals dies, we can go
Yes.
back on the other one.
So, and that model, the latest model, only works on either that beta one or the Comfy UI, but both
Okay.
are incorporated in one package. And then we'll have our Forge UI, which is our general content one, which I'll also get the proper models for.
We'll do some more 5-second experimentation again now, dude.
Yeah,
Like
but yeah, the
our
models are the biggest part about it all. I've watched lots of videos while trying to figure it all out. But yeah, the base models are apparently like, they're some of them they're like 3%, 3% capabilities of some of the models out there. So I'm just gonna.
I mean, like of the outputs we've been getting, it's pretty repetitive. So I believe
Yeah.
that there's a lot more room for improvement.
Yes.
Bless, bro. Now I'm excited though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be joining you soon.
Well, it's still just
Do-
computer stuff
yeah.
at the moment.
Pressing the buttons. There's like layers of stuff happening, and that's just two people. If you say the words, the world is doomed, humanity is evil, there's no hope, you don't know what you're talking about. Just for me to push more buttons. So again, Christian gives me he's like, "Hey bro, you want to learn how to code? And then, do some work for me on the side." And I'm like, "No, dude. I don't code computers, I code pixels." That's the thing that I like coding. I like making pixels appear on screen. Right? That's what I like doing. That's my power. And I go, "Did you ask Johan? Johan is already a programmer." He's like, "Nah, not AI enough for him." I goes, "Yeah, makes sense. But it could be money in the pocket in the meanwhile." He's like, "Yeah, but he's got other things in store for himself." I'm like, "It's true. We all have our own trajectories, growing our skills, and then when we come together again, we'll be able to do very cool things." And then he goes, "When we come together again, I'll be able to fold you into a lawn chair." I've been exercising twice a day. I'm like, "You can try, bro. I'm fucking strong. I'm too strong for you. You can't fold me like a wheelchair." or like a launcher. And then I go, you might be outdoing me in that case, but you have been for a long time. Like Christian does train harder than I do. And then I go, but I got the calorie advantage at least. I'll be too fat to be folded. He goes, I'll roll you like a bao bun and eat you for breakfast. And I go, you'll probably be so starved that you'll need to. Poking fun. Because this dude doesn't eat the way he trains. And I keep telling him, and then I cook him food in a way that his body needs to eat when he's training as hard as he does. And then he complains about it. Oh, bro, this is too much food for one person to eat. And I'm like, no, dude, this is the appropriate amount of food for a person to eat when they want to grow bigger. So me tuning him like he's not eating enough. And I go, hope your sister is cooking good food for you, bro, Leo. I'm eating kind of bad right now, so I might need to edit my genes to keep up. I've been eating all right here, to be fair. My sis is a fantastic cook. Tell your fam I say hi. There you go. Then there's more like showing him the stable diffusion stuff. This is like what the interfacing looks like when you're doing that stuff. It's like literally running CMD, code to like build these things in. Yeah. And like sharing this stuff with Christian, him being a programmer, being like, look, we can programmer too. You think you're special? We special as well. So there you go. Thank you for asking about Christian, Joy Beef. Melt! That sounds like hell. Sorry you had to go through such strict schooling. I mean, they tried. They tried to beat the hippie out of me. They tried so hard, and they failed. And that makes me very happy. So I appreciate your sorries, but I wouldn't go back and change it if I could. I will change it for the future generations, for my children, when they come into this world, but I wouldn't change it for me. We all learn from the experiences we need to, right? Off to feed the critters and tend to the work. Have a beautiful day, friends. Melty, good morning, brother. It's always nice to see your face. Thank you for you. Thank you for you too, bro. We'll see you again soon, man. Go and take care of those loved ones.
What is it?
You want to join for a Dynamap?
I will now. I'll be here now. That latest model, the Model 3, it's only allowed for private use, but it's on our PC. But yeah, anyway, you can apply on the place where you create a free license anyway for the thing. You can apply there for a commercial license. So I think we just apply, but we're gonna use it.
I mean,
We'll
it is.
ask-
We're
we'll
using
ask-
it in private.
We'll ask permission first, and then if we don't get an answer, we'll just use it.
I mean, if it's on GitHub,
Yeah.
it is on GitHub, right? If you
Yes.
got it. Yeah, so it's like they're.
Oh
if
no,
it's-
that model specifically is through Hug something.
Oh, Hugging Face.
Yes.
It's also like a GitHub fractal.
Okay,
So.
is it the same? Okay.
Yeah. They're making the code available for people. If they didn't want you to have the code, you wouldn't be able to execute it. So.
No, I'm just saying there is apparently on that model specifically some licensing things. But yeah, you can get a commercial license for free. It's not like you have
Yeah.
to pay. But yeah.
You just have to apply for it.
So we'll apply.
Yeah.
But
Thank you for skizzing my brain. We're not criminals, I promise. We're just trying to make pretty things. Yeah. And we will do so. We will do so. Off up again, dude. We can always be found at the Meltmore Crossroads. It's a great place to sit and collect the thoughts. I always feel better prepared for the inevitable unpredictability that will surely surface. You will melt more and 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 more. And you can. You don't have to know how. You don't have to know what it's gonna look like. You don't have to know what you will be at the other side of it. All you have to do is melt more. Right? No. It's nice having you here, friend. I'll say. Sending you blessings. Hey, how's Christian doing? Bless again. Hitchhiker's Guide says, always bring a towel. Yeah, it's true. But I feel like it's kind of misleading. Suddenly my stream was like, oh, you want to go to YouTube? No, please. No, don't bring me back. Always bring a towel. This place is like a tea house with complimentary towels for you and your journey. Bless you, bro. My towels will be extremely psychedelic when they come. I trust. Skydane knows best after all. You friends, the best roadside rest stop for a wandering soul. I love Hitchhiker's Guide. Me too. I watched the movie first when I was young, and then I listened to the audiobook when I was in China. Every single time I would cook myself a meal. So it was like this attachment of me cooking myself something, taking care of myself, saving money, knowing what I'm putting into my body, while at the same time diving into this world. They missed something in the movie that was such a, I want to say like heady concept, where as this guy was like traversing space-time, he kept finding himself in places where another soul kept getting incarnated. And then he kept killing that soul, unintentionally, sometimes intentionally. And then he finds himself on this planet and he walks into this cave, and there is this massive statue of himself with multiple different arms, killing that soul over and over and over and over again. And that soul is like incarnated as a massive monster at that moment. And then this statue of him killing that soul over and over again falls on the monster and crushes it again in that universe. And in that world, while he was there looking at the statue of him killing the soul over and over again, he has a satchel on his side that is made out of bunny leather that was that soul's previous body skin. And he has like this. Yeah, they didn't touch on that, I think, in the movie. It's some of the mountain, but
see,
bless you. So yeah, go and read the book as well. It's really good.
Yeah, of course.
And again, the whole towel thing. I don't know if you know Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But this is one fractal. Like, if you're gonna go out into the universe, always remember your towel. Right? And in our minds, we're like, oh, the thing that dries you. And technically, if you take a towel with you, you're already in a better position. But their towels have like condiment dispensers, so like you can use your towel to put sauce on your chips. That's the level of towels they have, and they tell you to make it already clicked. They tell you to make sure you bring your towel.
I wait for the third click, which is the click in your brain.
The click in your brain.
I go 1 click, 2 click, and then I would just wait
for the third click to click, and he clicks. This snobistic mentality is just a healthy dose of skepticism. I don't have much for people who don't question authority. Same. Especially if someone tries to authoritize over me. Like, they'll be like, oh, but authority is so and so. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? Yo, but the government, like my dad, for example, dude, I can just say that. Yo, but mushrooms are illegal. The government said so.
I wonder why.
The government doesn't care about your well-being.
Alcohol.
Not at all.
Oh, yes.
They care about you being a valuable, productive member to society. They care about your taxes, but they don't care about you at all. You know, like,
the thing is,
they're not gonna save your life.
I believe that alcohol isn't just a thing that's bad for your health. I believe that it does like the opposite.
Kills your future.
Than the
like,
work and psychedelics do.
So like, I just want to give you this.
Open,
one of the things that it does to you is it literally, in the moment that you're drinking, numbs your ability to think about the future.
Yes.
Think about that.
When
you're wasted.
You in the loop. That's what keeps people in the loop, and that's why it's legal. So what I'm trying to is like how psychedelics like expand the mind. Alcohol does the opposite. It closes the mind off, right? And it's easy to keep an animal trapped that
can't see.
The future. Can't see the way out,
Yeah.
bro. Can't see that there is anything else. And today's stream topic is about not knowing what's going on. And I was like making this point kind of like jokingly that if you're saying the world's over, you know, we're doomed, there's no hope, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And none of us do, but you especially don't, if you believe that.
I see it.
Alright, let me read some more comments. Hope you're doing well. Bless you, Duck Dad. Just a quick check-in before a rain day. Beach adjustment at the Children's Museum. That sounds nice, bro. That's gonna be fun. Why did he leave Ireland? Too wet and soggy. Did he start to mildew? No. It's more like a fractal of like he wasn't getting the work that he was potentially looking for. He did go to Europe to start getting paid in euros, and it's hard. It's hard being the person that these companies want you to be, right? And Christian isn't. Christian is very soulful, to say it in so many words. And I don't know if a megacorp that wants you to press buttons for them every day for the next 10 years wants you to be soulful, right? In fact, them seeing a sense of soulfulness, a sense of hope in your eyes, might be like this might not be the guy for us. So yeah, Christian is having a hard time on that front. I bet that was an accident. I've done it before, Nancy. Love is true. Natalie. Unlurks, love you. Relurks. Chauvin, you so silly. Love and stick you. I like people. Me too, Mala. Me too, bro. People are some of the most interesting things in this world. And yet, at the same time, very predictable. In the ways that they're predictable, you need to get good at understanding people and accommodating that predictability. And then once you get good at that, the unpredictability, the novelty, the uniqueness that is an individual person and their soul and their expression and their way of showing up in this world, you allow more room for you to be fascinated by that. Because if you just look into the parts that are predictable, right, you might hate people. You might hate that predictability. Oh, look at this person being selfish. Oh, jeez, can you believe it? Yeah, I can. There's something I can believe. 100%. I like how Almal, I don't know if you know, maybe you're using it on purpose, but Almal is our word for everyone. Almal. And weirdly enough, if you break that word up, it means all the crazy. Our word for crazy is mal. Is she mal in your kop? Oh, are you crazy in your head? She mal in your kop. What the? So all is like all, of course. So our word for everyone is all crazy. Isn't that interesting? I don't know if that's actually how it is, but that is the direct translation. All crazy. All crazy delivers the line in his hip hop. Anyone who says they know the future, know their flow is wrong. Know the future. I don't know the future, I'm building a future. That's the way I see it. And every single one of us are building a future. And for me, I believe, and this is my own bias, I believe if you see a horrible future for yourself, you're more likely to get it than if you see a good future for yourself. Right? That's kind of my life philosophy. Love is true, right? I believe love is true to the point where I can trust love will be true in the future as well. So if that is my truth, then I don't have to worry about my future. I just get to show up right now for that love that is and will be continuously. Right. Give it up. That's at least my mind's like, and literally I try and make it simple for myself. Like this is like a creature that I am existing within. And this creature can be reasoned with. Not always, but sometimes. And if you're going to reason with this creature, it's very simple. The things it understands is of the material in some ways, of the survival, of the yeah, I think just those two words, material and survival. So if you can convince this creature of yours that survival is gonna be good, is gonna be guaranteed, is gonna be possible through this certain way of existing in this world, it's easier for it to exist in that way, right? As opposed to you need to exist at all costs, right? Do whatever you can to continue existing. Like, because the one is, I'm gonna exist, whether I die or not, even, right? That's a hard one to convince your monkey of, but bear with me. And then the other one is, I have to exist, because that's the only thing that's important. And in a way, both of those are right, because your existence is the thing that's of importance in this moment right now. And that existence, I believe, doesn't go away. I believe. Right? So, on both cases, the importance is on the right spot. I just think the implementation, the attachment, is the thing that's different. The knowing, right? The knowing how much you know about this experience you're having. All right. I like people like you, Malam and Kristen and Zano and Jao, Jaju and Joy and Sam and Duckers and Mojo and Nancy and Mel and all of you. Beautiful things. Thank you, Joe, for loving all of us. Zano, did you sit on your phone? Have you gone and jumped in a lake? Allowing, bless. I wouldn't mind getting paid in euros. They're worth more than the US dollars. You know, I am super grateful that thanks to you friends, I am in part being paid in dollars. Right? And to you friends, it might not sound like a lot of money, but thanks to the Patreon, about $296 is coming into my life a month. Like, Patreon takes like $70 or something. I know it's long. I know, but let them have it. If not for Patreon, I wouldn't have a host for my flowers. I wouldn't have a garden to grow my flowers within. So bless them with that $70. And then that becomes like, between 4 and 5,000 rand for me. And 4 to 5,000 rand is about enough to cover like rent if you're sharing with one other person. So we can roll it back to like $220, give or take. That is enough for rent. And it's like the whole dollars fractal. Like, to you, $220 might not be much. That might be what you spend in a week, in 2 days, on a day going out. Right? But for me, it's like a whole month of having somewhere to live. Currency. It's I saw this whole graph that is the US dollar, right? And the amount of fingers in the pies. And it boggled my mind. I wonder, I could show you it actually, but it's gonna take me some while to find it. I want to show you anyway. Let's see how long it takes me. Let's see how good the algorithms have gotten. I think it might be in Data is Beautiful. Can I search in? Yes, I can. I'm not getting the data I'm looking for. See if I can limit my search. Oh, yeah, I can. I'm not getting newer posts. This part is very painful. Finding data again on the internet. Dude. Found it. There we go. Thank you. This. That is the US dollar system. Federal Reserve. The regulations. The government. The banks. The stable coins. Like our brains, I don't think our brains were meant to, like, think about the amount of people, right? Each of these little labels is like whole teams, groups, sometimes thousands of individuals doing things day by day, typing in numbers into spreadsheets and calling people and making deals and running data and looking at percentages. Isn't that bonkers? Doesn't it melt your brain a little bit looking at something like that? And then again, you are here. This is the part of all of that stuff you get to access: your savings, your transfers, your purchases, and your deposits. And then all of that spaghetti. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Goodness. Let's open chat again. I don't know anything. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh wow. The bounds of my ignorance knows no limit. It just keeps going. Oh, there we go. Gone, jump the leg. I don't mind getting paid in euros, bless again. Random thing I came across yesterday that I liked. I love you, but you don't even know me. If people can hate for no reason with such an impact, then let me love you all the same. That feels so true to this space. Thank you, Joe. I love that. Yeah. If people can hate for no reason with so much impact, I can love you all the same. Feel the impact that my love for you, instead of my hate for you, also has. Right? In that same way, we're thinking about someone in the world somewhere hating you. They don't know you, but they fucking hate you. And how that's like, why are you like that? To feel the opposite of like, that person, again, without knowing me even, loves me. Yeah, bless you. Thank you for sharing that. I was walking with you guys in my pocket. Thanks for taking us on an adventure. Where did you go on a walk to? It's nice out. Bless. It's very sunny. We walked 2 blocks so that Mango can do her business. Bless her. It's a good thing we don't have to go out for a walk to do our business. That's true. Not gonna lie, I've been known to bring you guys with me to the bathroom. It's okay, Mojo. Right? Technically, we're just a voice in your space. I think it would be weird if we were like, eyes open, eyes wide shut, or whatever in your space, looking to the side. My brain can't handle an infographic. Yeah, no, I know, Jay. I don't think our brains are supposed to handle it. I think I was showing you that from the acknowledgement, from the perspective of like, geez, we don't know. We don't know. And that's okay. We don't have to. I bring you guys in the shower sometimes. That's messed up. Just a bunch of leeches. Zano, I do that too. I like the company. Bless you, friends. Mel's gonna regret reading with shower buddies. I'm just trying to skim over it, Kristen. Love is true. Again, so there's not really anything I can say other than that. I'm not going to shame anybody. Love is true. If you love the experience of having a voice of comfort in the space with you, then who am I to say that's not true, right? I wouldn't. I couldn't. I shan't. You can't. Zano, I remember being in the shower with you, your friends. Sam, it didn't even have to be you. Look at us. We got derailed. I know nothing, right? That was today's stream topic. And showing up. You can show up even in the shower. Boom. Full circle. Look at you being so powerful. Hey, Melita. What a pleasure having you here with us. The fact that you say hello, friends and family. Christian did say hi to the fam. So, hi to you, Melita. It's nice having you. Come in, the water is warm. Hits Dynavap harder. Traveling to Finland in a day. Woo! Christian, yay. Christian is in England right now. So, not too far away from Finland, right? In comparison, you are closer to Christian than I am right now. Let's say it that way. I hope your trip to Finland is going to be beautiful. Finland, wow, we were just talking about getting paid in euros actually as well, so them shower thoughts can get loud. My shower thoughts usually are like transportative, because I usually listen to music and then I dance, and it's almost like I'm on a dance floor on like some cosmic stage. You know? You don't know? You kind of know. None of us know. That's good as well. I'm going to pull a card and then I'm going to say goodbye. Maybe I'll play my drum a little bit. My beatbox. Just a wee bit. Yeah, I will. I feel like it's getting cold quicker because it's been kind of overcast most of the day. And I want that red light and I'm like missing it. We haven't pulled this card in a very long time, like months. Multiple months. At least 7 months of not pulling this card once. Red? No. I mean, there's some red, but it's actually orange. I feel like, again, the synchronicity with the The colors of my Crowther ring trips me out a little bit as well. Wasn't that your go-to way of like predicting colors for a while as well, Zano? The orange and black and reddishness. The greens and blues and maybe like whites as well. The Secret Garden. The Secret Garden. You know, I went and looked at what sphinxes cost today. Because I wanted one. And then I found out they cost like 15,000 rand, which is like 750 bucks. AKA 2 months of what I can expect to earn. And I was like, oh wow, guess I no longer want the Sphinx. But it still feels like the same energy of me wanting that cat-like presence in my life suddenly. And again, Sphinx will be fine with this environment. I don't think a dog would as much. 59. Safety and protection. Oh, Sphinx, that would be so nice. Yeah. Maybe at some point. Maybe the universe will introduce me to a friend who has a Sphinx and her Sphinx just had babies. And she's like, your soul seems like it's in need of Sphinx. And I'll be like, you know, my soul is in need of Sphinx, actually. And then boom, I got Sphinx. That's a lot. Manifest! I can manifest. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I look forward to that day. One day we will have a Sphinx in our village. Yeah. Yeah. Hairless doggos and catters. With their little dues, you know. I'm gonna 100% designer clothing for the creatures as well. Doggos and cattos walking around like they're styling when it's cold. If not, why not, right? There's some red, but it's actually orange, and then he turns over a fully green card. I mean, look at that. Look at those oranges. Look. I wasn't capping. I'm seeing so much red and orange. There's some pixels there. Sphinxes are a very high needs cat. I don't think you're there yet, Meld. Clearly not. Clearly not. If I was there, the universe would have made it affordable. But the universe is like, no, you're not ready, it says. So, thank you, Joey, for echoing. Okay, I'm gonna read. Safety and protection. Your sacred garden is a place of shamanic journeying. It symbolizes a safe place from which to create a vision of your intentions and to gain a better understanding of your life experience. Ask for guidance and you will probably meet a spirit guide. Change something in your garden and something will change in your life. Some sacred gardens are public, others are quite secret. You are invited to enter this secret garden through the water. Feel safety, peace, and serenity as you swim in spirals and float at the water's edge. A geometric vortex lies in its center, activating the vitality of this card. Climb out of the pool and relax with this beautiful jaguar. He will protect you and guide you to your own truth. In this safe place, you can even cuddle up with the jaguar, empowering yourself and facilitating soul work. This is kind of weird, right? With the whole shower fractal or bathroom fractal, the water. My mind is getting kind of melted. I hope yours is too. This message, the message of this card is of safety and protection. You may be looking for assurance that a decision you are about to make is in your best interest. You might also be asking for a friend. This card represents a protected place where you may more easily connect with your higher self and tune into wisdom and integrity that dwells within. In the secret garden, you are safe and protected by this powerful guide. You need not let doubt and fear cloud your vision. You may be assured that as you calmly intend a positive result and envision the outcome as already complete, you are setting in motion the answer to your inquiry. That I feel like was the most synchronous and like personal reading of this card that we've ever done, at least for me. Goodness, that felt very in the same way, this jaguar wouldn't know what's going on. I trust, so do I. Right? I'm just being jaguar. I'm just being lion in this space. And I'll keep you safe. I'll try. This space is very sacred to me, and I will open it every single day. Our little secret garden. What a trip! What a trip! And I literally call the place I keep my flowers my little garden. I literally said that. The Patreon is the secret garden. Boom, actually, yeah. If you want secret garden, you have to pay $1 a month. That's how it works. It's very private, okay? It's not public. Only select. You have to pay the door. You have to pay the door Dara, and then you can get secret gardening. I'm looking forward to making them look good. I'm gonna figure out a way. Man, my mind is doing designer things. Where at first, when I was imagining what the Patreon will transform into, is like an infinite hall that you can walk down, and then you can see my works. And then you can technically open one of my works and see all of the works that I made alongside that work that didn't get to make the main wall. And now in my mind, I want them all to be growing these massive green twirling stems, and then to create like a plane, and then for my flower to be on that plane. And then maybe eventually for it to even like add 3D layers as it goes deeper to bring out those elements. Yes. A secret garden where you can go and walk and look at pretty things, contemplate, feel seen, feel understood by the flowers as I created them. Thank you, friends, for adding so much inspiration to my life in the way that you do. Because the allergens are in the saliva, not the fur. True. Sorry to burst, but make sure just because they're hairless don't mean they are hypoallergenic. I have seen some state hypoallergenic on like the descriptions of the cats, so maybe there are different ones. Either way, we pull a card. I'm gonna play my drum a little bit to create some vibrations in the universe. The sun is very behind those clouds. Oof, and it's very cold out here. Jeebs. I'm gonna put this down. Like a such.
dag. Er is verkeerd. Oh, nee. Want de mensen is niet te fijn.
I beat my box. And now I can say goodbye to you, friends. Ooh. Another experience shared on planet Earth. A moment to come together in our secret garden. What a privilege, right? To be able to share a moment with friends despite being in the middle of nowhere. Oh, we got a goodbye message today. Yay. This makes me happy. They also leave butthole kisses on hard surfaces. Jeez. Since there's no hair buffer, I knew an intern whose main job was to wipe the pucker marks of hard surfaces at the vet office. I have never in my life gone from wanting a pet to not wanting a pet as fast as I just did reading that sentence. That's funny. Goodness. That does not fill my heart with joy. They may say hypoallergenic on this thing because people are misinformed, assuming that no fur means no allergies. Getting lied to. So much love. Love is true. Yes, it is. The Butthole Kisses. Good name for a band. It would be. People would listen to that, I'm sure. Have the most open-minded day, everyone. You're for really super mega ultra massively reals or so undeniably and unwaveringly loved Meltmore, and all of you oh so opulently, open-mindedly and mesmerizingly mindful, consciously considerate, thoroughly thoughtful, tenaciously tactful and absolutely appreciated, awesomely authentic, wholly wholesome humanimal critter creatures showing up with Don't Know Mine. I think that's again one of my favorites. When you do them, they're so much better. Love you. Thank you. No, you don't have to apologize. I like information like that. Right? It's good information to have. And I like knowing things as opposed to not knowing things. Because if I got myself as things, and then suddenly one of my concerns with reality is is like, what is that spot, right? And I maybe happen to touch it with my fingertips, and I have to like smell, and I have to realize what that spot was. That would like put a damper on my day in a way that I don't want. So knowing this information allows me to never have that moment happen. Love is true. Thank you, friends, for joining me again. I'll see you friends tomorrow. Thank you, seriously. Like, it's always fun. And it's hard saying goodbye, so I don't want to. But I shall.